Despite the fact that the Star Wars series is built on mythological tales of good and evil, Andor gives heroism and villainy a little more complexity. The series so far has introduced characters who are morally dubious and ambiguous in their goals. Cassian acknowledges that he committed awful acts on behalf of the Rebel Alliance in Rogue One, a Star Wars story. In the first episode of Andor, Cassian kills 2 Preox-Morlana officers in a street brawl, giving us a small look at his shady deeds. Welcome back to the channel, good to see you. If you're new here and like this sort of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel because it frequently produces interesting videos. When subscribing, choosing the bell icon will guarantee that you never miss an update. Okay, let's start the video right away. Let's begin with the identity of Luthen Rael. Who is Luthen Rael? As Bix Kaline's dealer contact, Luthen is introduced as having lived through the Imperial era. The series explores Andor's past before the events of Rogue One and how he came to join the Alliance, of which we now know that Luthen was a crucial member. We do get to know the buyer a little, even though we're sure to find out more about him. Curiously, he isn't present during the events of Rogue One. Since this is the first time we've seen the character in Star Wars, he's been determined to get in touch with Cassian. When Cassian asks Bix to sell him an NS9 Star Path unit so he may escape Ferrix, Bix is finally able to do so. Moving on, what is Luthen's operation? Cassian's friend Bix Kaline in the second episode, That Would Be Me, sets up a meeting with Luthen. Luthen is simply referred to as a buyer, and Cassian observes that the local Imperial officers are on high alert due to his arrival. Because she misrepresents her actions to her boyfriend Tim Carlo, Bix's business relationship with Luthen is obviously clandestine. Luthen sits in the midst of public transportation and listens to other passengers talk as he prepares for the meeting. He chooses to observe the scenery rather than comment because he is hesitant to speak up. This shows that Luthen has come to understand the negative effects of being overly kind. He doesn't want to divulge any personal information about himself that might lead to an inquiry. Do you know what happened when Luthen meets Cassian? In the third episode, Reckoning, Luthen and Cassian first encounter one another in a dubious Ferrix warehouse. Unfortunately for Luthen, Cassian lacks some of Luthen's expertise in disguising his operations. He accidentally discloses his location when he sends a message to his adoptive mother, Marva. Luthen tells Cassian that anything he says can be monitored, commands him to give up his comlink, and then destroys it. When Luthen discloses that he traveled to Ferrix particularly to hunt for Cassian, Cassian is taken aback because he had assumed that he was selling the NS9 Star Path unit to Luthen. The death of Cassian's adoptive father, Clem, among other events from his background, is revealed by Luthen, setting the man on the edge. How did Luthen come to know all of this? We are unable to find out because Syril Karn and the Pre-Mor security personnel are now encircling the warehouse. A pivotal firefight compels Cassian and Luthen to work together. Did Luthen have any shortage of combat experience? They managed to escape, demonstrating Luthen's extensive military background. He cleverly uses the warehouse's pulley system to defeat the Pre-Mor officers and commands Cassian to assassinate Syril. Cassian decides to let Syril go free because he isn't yet that heartless. But Luthen has other sly tricks up his sleeve as well. He sets off a speeder that explodes in the middle of the street, killing the security guards who are standing around it. This enables Luthen and Cassian to escape on a different speeder. As they go, Cassian gets on Luthen's vessel. It is obvious that Luthen has prepared this escape route. The only remaining mystery is what he has in store for Cassian. Despite not appearing to be a part of any official organizations, Luthen might be connected to those who will eventually make up the Rebel Alliance. Well, Luthen Rael's addition will undoubtedly improve your Star Wars experience. How do you feel? We trust you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, kindly hit like and share your thoughts in the comments section. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more incredible videos like this one. Have a wonderful day until then, and thanks again for your time.